The book Accident is the 6th published novel by medical doctor turned writer Dawn Garisch. She has also penned down poetry, non-fiction and a children's book, all under her name. And in this read, Dawn explores the nature of a mother's undying love for her performance artist son Max, who lives a very dangerous life and puts his life at risk repeatedly. Her thought-provoking and imaginative use of language and writing style will see readers get engrossed in this tale and leave them turning pages endlessly. To help us unpack this offering, Dawn joins us now from our Seapoint studios in Cape Town. Very good morning to you, Dawn. And for the benefit of our readers, we know that this book explores the relationship between mother and son. But what else? What other elements are in this book?
Good morning, and thank you for having me on the show. The mother is a doctor. She's a general practitioner, and the son is a performance artist. One of the things it explores is how can science, how can art help us reflect on our behavior? Because we're quite a self-destructive species, and the mother uses medical facts to try and change her patient's behavior and make an intervention, meaningful intervention in their lives, whereas the son uses art and images to try and impact onto people.
Now, you say that we have a tendency to be a self-destructive species. Take us through how Max takes this on in the book. How self-destructive is he, and how does his mom sort of try and come to his her only son's aid?
Well, he does about 9 performances in the book where he takes his body as a site of conflict, as a site of art, which is what performance artists do. You know, I'm interested in the looking at the body as a site of conflict, of illness, and the body as a site of performance and art. And what he does is to do things like a performance around medication, you know, polypharmacy and overdoses. He does a performance around setting himself alight to draw attention to all the atrocities in the world. And he takes on things like speed racing and accidents and our fascination with looking at trauma. So, you know, there are others. There are others that are quite. So it's quite a hectic read. But the idea is that how do we wake ourselves up to what we're doing to ourselves, to the planet, to each other? And I wanted to explore that without any easy answers or without any answers at all, maybe.
Now, Dawn, being a medical doctor and an artist writer, what role has that played in contributing to the writing of this book?
Well, I've always been interested in how can art impact on our lives. You know, I hate the idea when people say, you know, what's your hobby or your pastime? You know, art is a very important practice. Daily practice, any artistic practice can help us manage our lives and help us understand ourselves and also help to communicate who we are to other people. And, you know, I teach life writing as a medium of self-reflection and communication. And it's an incredibly powerful tool. And I'm very upset that, for example, art is not taken seriously at the school because artists reflect back on what's going on in society. Can do in a very interesting way.
And what is it that you would like your readers to walk away with from reading your current offering?
Well, you know, when I read or go to theatre or I see a movie, I want to walk away with something to think about, something to discuss. So I'm hoping that Accident provokes a lot of discussion about who we are, where we're going, how to live our lives, how to manage our lives better, and hopefully encourage people to engage in artistic practice. Maybe, you know, not as extreme as Max, but to explore themselves through the medium of art.
Now, Dawn, you are quite an artist yourself. What do you? I know you've just mentioned that you'd like to see art being taken more seriously. But what do you make of the current state of art? And do you think that there is room for South Africa in the near future for us to really zone in on art and make sure that it is taught from school level and taken very seriously as a career, as a very serious art form?
Yes, well, I wish more people would go and see art and discuss art, you know, in all its forms, because it's very interesting. Artists practicing in South Africa with not enough support, either with funding or with audience support. You know, even the reading public tend to read outside, you know, authors outside South Africa. But you know, that is changing. But they're very interesting people doing work inside South Africa, and you know, I would encourage people to go and have a look. What are South Africans saying about South Africa and about the world?
All right, fantastic. Thank you very much. That is Dawn Garisch, a doctor and writer, speaking to us about her latest and sixth published novel titled Accident. All right. Now remember that...